week not knowing when I'm going to fly, because then when I eventually do the 6 or 7 hour flight, it will be more comfortable.
I'm sorry that you disapprove of this. I'll see what I can do about it.
I went to Morocco again for a holiday, which seems like an eternity ago. I did at that point, I was trying to figure out, if that was the furthest apart we've ever been since starting the podcast. Like it was like, because you know how you say there's that rubber band between us and it really hurts you when we're far apart.
Do I say that?
Yeah, you've said something like that. I'm sure you've said something like that before.
Oh, okay.
So I got out that website that does those, how do you say it? Antipodes, antipodes? How do you do it when you look at what's on the exact opposite side of the Earth from where you are?
Earth sandwich. That's what that is.
Well, no, that's not the proper name for it. But anyway,
I'm pretty sure that is it. That's what it is.
Because I thought maybe we were going to be close, so I got out the website to check when you were in Hawaii and I was in Marrakesh. Turns out we weren't really as far apart as I thought.
How far apart were we?
Well, I don't know. When the hole through the Earth came out nowhere near each other.
But when you are in Marrakesh and I am in Hawaii, we are just about as far apart as we can be time zone wise. It's almost impossible for us to be further apart.
Well, let me call it up.
I think we're like one time zone away from being as far away as possible.
So when you're in Hawaii, if you were to dig your tunnel, it looks like you come out roughly in Botswana, like right south of Africa.
No, thank you.
I was right up in the north of Africa, and if you dug a hole from where I was, you'd be coming out right near New Zealand.
New Zealand's kind of close to Hawaii.
Yeah, not that close.
You got to take what you can get in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
This vast stretch of nothingness.
I'm going to have a look if you dug a tunnel from Adelaide, home of the Black Stump.
Oh, always with the Adelaide.
You come out pretty much right in the middle of the Atlantic. I love this thing, these antipodes or antipodes or however you say it. I'm fascinated by it.
There's a map that shows the overlap. It's surprisingly little of the Earth that actually does overlap itself. Again, because if you actually look at a real globe and rotate it so that Hawaii is in the center of your globe, all the way the rest of the way around that globe is just water. It's like if you look right at Hawaii, there is just nothing. So it's like on half of the Earth, practically, there is no land except for tiny specks of islands. So I think that's part of the reason why there's so very little overlap if you're trying to think about digging a hole through the center of the Earth.
No, I'm looking at that map now. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Do you know the day I arrived in Marrakesh, it was 55 degrees Celsius in Marrakesh.
That sounds hot, but I need to do the calculation for that in terms of real temperatures. So 55 in your made-up nonsense temperature measuring is
super hot.
Holy cow.
What is it in Fahrenheit? Like 10 million or something?
Yeah, it's 131 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow.
I wasn't actually staying in Marrakesh. I was staying in the mountains, Atlas Mountains, just above Marrakesh, and it was cooler there, but it was still in the 40s every day.
Okay, so 40...
Like 42, 43 was very common.
Okay, that's still pretty hot. That's 107, 108 degrees.
There you go.
That is very hot. How are you surviving such temperatures, Brady?
Cold drinks.
Cold drinks.
Air conditioning.
Oh, air conditioning. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it was. Yeah. I wasn't hiking up a mountain. I was doing luxury.
Yeah, you were doing luxury. Did you have Sherpas? Were there Sherpas?
No, there were no Sherpas, but there were very helpful people bringing me cool drinks.
I saw some of those cool drinks when you posted them on Twitter. And then moments later, I got a message from your wife telling me to tell you to get off your phone.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure how to handle that.
Well, she was on her phone to contact you. So
obviously, she had to be on her phone to contact me. But it did feel a little bit like I was suddenly in the middle of something, and
she was encouraging me. Like, you know, that night when I was sending you all those naughty pictures, she was encouraging me.
Okay, can we just for the listeners, we need to just establish right away what you're talking about before
this is the Brady definition of naughty, not the grey definition of naughty.
Before people's imaginations start running wild.
I think that ship has sailed.
Because as I did tell your wife that you and I were busy sharing naughty pictures with each other, and that's why we were on our phones on opposite sides of the world. You started this, I want to be clear, of sending me, I don't even know how to describe this. Pictures that were of innocuous objects, but that were somehow still suggestive pictures, maybe. I don't know why you started doing this, but you just messaged me some out of the blue. I don't know why, but you wanted to send me those naughty pictures.
Sometimes you've just got to be naughty. Can I just say as well, though, I'm going to say something, but I've put a pause so you can edit it out if you need to. Speaking of naughtiness, who was it who, after the last podcast, immediately sent me a text message saying, I just did that whole podcast not wearing any pants?
But I was that's not naughty. I was at home. And I was still wearing boxers.
Well, you say you were. I don't know. On the subject of naughty, I know there was this joke last episode about how we're going to make it like a really bad swear word, and you know, you censored it and things like that. And everyone's really run with this joke. And I'm all for running with a joke, as you know. There is a bit of a problem here that I don't think people are thinking about. And I'm sure me pointing it out isn't going to do anything for it, but I'm going to point it out anyway. People really should stop saying things like on Facebook and Twitter and that, along the lines of, Brady, I can't believe you used the N-word.
Right.
Because if someone reads that and doesn't then do a massive investigation into the history of Hello Internet, they're going to assume that I have used the actual bad N-word somewhere on the internet, and I'm being reprimanded about it. And if they don't figure out what the joke is, they're going to think, gosh, what a bad guy using that word. A word I obviously would never use. So just think about that when you make jokes about the N-word. Third parties might take it the wrong way. And come on, we're all friends here.
Yes. I have seen people making jokes about censoring out naughty. And I think the appropriate way to do it is when people put asterisks in the middle, but they still leave the Y, but they don't just do N asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. They do N with the asterisks and the Y, so you can at least vaguely try to figure out what it is, and more importantly, realize what it's not.
Wouldn't it be funnier if you just like asterisked one letter? So you put like N asterisk UGHTY. So it was like the worst censoring ever. I can't believe you said naughty.
This episode of Hello Internet is brought to you by Hover. Hover is the best way to buy and manage domain names. When you get a great idea for something that you want to do on the internet, you need to get the right domain name. And Hover gives you exactly what you need to do that. They have easy-to-use tools to buy and manage your domain name so you know exactly what you're doing. In less than 5 minutes, you can find the domain you want and get it up and running. All you have to do is search for a few keywords, and Hover will show you the best available options across all the domain name extensions out there. So they do the big ones, of course, .com, .net, but also all the crazy little ones like .diamonds. The website is clean and simple to use, so you don't have to mess around with a complicated service. And most other domain name registrars are willfully complicated, intentionally complicated, so that you don't know what you're doing. So if you already have a domain name that is trapped at one of those registrars, Hover has a valet transfer service that will help you get that domain name out. They'll just do everything for you. They're professionals. They'll save your domain from wherever you happen to have it registered. Now, Hover does have an offer for new people signing up with their service for Hello Internet listeners, and Brady took the opportunity while I was on vacation and not looking at my email